Oh man, perfect timing again. Let's get a couple more things set up and flip you guys over to the live stream. Cool. This music down just a smidge. Actually, I forgot to open Godot too. I'm gonna need this. All right. This guy can go over here for now. So how's everyone doing today? Oops. See, last night we were playing around with the tile map system. Just had to get that set up. Now, one thing I need to do is I need to learn how to do, I need to learn how to add collisions to this stuff. So I'm kind of gonna do that now. All right, that's gonna be the first thing I'm gonna do today is get the tile map system sorted out and figure out how to use that. And beyond that, I think we're pretty good to go. I might start, I think I might start getting guns going, because I can create an inventory. I just won't worry about saving said inventory yet, but we can at least create the inventory. And we're just not going to go crazy with it until we are confident we know how everything's going to work with that. But that way I can at least like get some level of movement there happening. So how do we add? This guy has a tile map collider video that's 36 seconds long.
Here's how you can add an...
You know what? Let's actually do the old incognito so I don't dox myself. Oh man. Okay, here's that video. Let's see what this guy has to say.
Here's how you can add an automatic dynamic tile map collider that connects in under a minute. Firstly, I have my tile map here with no collision at all. We're going to add a tile map collider component, and you can see the individual boxes on each tile map. We want to combine them, so we're going to add a composite collider 2D, which will help.
Tile map collider. Tile map collider 2D. Okay.
Help merge them. In turn, this will automatically add a rigid body 2D. We need to set the body type to kinematic. The collision to...
Oh, I need to add a rigid body to this guy? Oh, that makes sense. Body 2D. That's that's one thing to happen. Yeah, the rigid body, we need to make this static because it's not supposed to move. I'm not colliding with it yet, so what else do we need to do?
Detection to continuous and the interpolate mode to in.
I don't know why it's kinematic.
Interpolate. Let's also freeze the position and rotation. Finally, on our tile map collider, let's check used by composite to combine the colliders into one dynamic collider. Subscribe for more.
So something tells me if I take the player and I move myself like move myself out, am I not gonna be able to get inside? Is that what's happening here? No, I still can. So I think the video's throwing it a little bit since he's probably talking about dynamic. Oh, did I close the? I did. Let's shrink this down to an awful setting, but that's fine. We can stretch this out, zoom that out a bit. I don't actually need my scene view to be all that big. Okay. Unity tile map. Tile collisions. How to add? This guy's got a minute and a half video. Let's see what he has to say.
Listen, there's a good chance somebody's trying to hack your website right now. You gotta make sure you're covered. I'm talking about enterprise-grade security built into your site and fully managed for you. Check this out. First up, prevention.
I hate
the Wix platform.
You probably.
So to start off, the complete side tangent. Actually, you guys can't even see the ad. Okay. If I scrolled up, stuff like this. People all the time are like, oh, that stuff's based off of your search, your history, blah, blah, blah. Like, you only are getting that because you look for it, blah, blah. So that's not true. I mean, it is partially true. But so many of these ads now, I've noticed, where you'll see, you'll click, why am I seeing this ad? And it will literally say, because you're a male between the ages of like 25 or like 18 and 35 or something like that. And there's like nothing I can do about it. It's so frustrating to see get ads like that because I can't get rid of them. I've gotten like literally on Facebook before. I've had Facebook groups recommended to me on Facebook that were fake like porn groups. And I'm like, why on earth, Facebook, are you suggesting this to me? And I do some research on it and I realize it's because the whoever set up these fake groups and stuff, they set it to like a gaming Facebook channel or Facebook page and stuff like that, which then that's how it gets recommended to me because it goes, oh, this is a gaming page and feeds. Ads are the worst.
Click this video to find out on how. And in this video, we will go with having no collision to this bad boy right here. If that sounds interesting, let's open up Unity and I'll meet you there. In our scene, we have the basic stuff like the camera, background, player, and our very own tile map system set up. As for the assets used in this project, I have placed a link in the description below. For our player, we have our basic movement, some physics components, and an animator component. And you can see that the player just goes from the main game object and add a tile map collider 2D component. Okay. This adds collisions to our tile maps and you can basically end this video right here. As a bonus, if you add a composite collider 2D, tick the use by composite box in the tile map collider 2D and set the rigid body 2D to static, this will give you some sick colliders for your game. You can also tweak the radius for a smoother collision system. You can also change the geometry type to pop.
Okay, so I need composite collider 2D. Okay, and then it's the tile map collider 2D is use composite. Okay. Oh, see, this is putting. So do I need to make these separate? Do I need to make these separate layers then? Okay, I'm definitely okay. I need to speed that. Oh my. I need to speed up the character movement. It's so slow. Yeah, so if that's if it's already open. Oh, it's working on it. My first question then is, Oh, this is game view. Okay, so my first question is if I've got this collision on the tile map, why am I colliding with it then? Second question is, I think my mouse instinctively went to the top right because I have this full screen that's in the middle. First off, let's get this the player. Can I open it from here? I thought I could edit script. Oh, that's not what I wanted. That's a cool window I can see. No, I want to edit the script. Immediately need to. This isn't the character script. Move speed equals like, say like 500 will be the default for this. Why am I moving so slow? I don't know what's calling damage, but oh, times move speed times move speed. That'd be why it's not changing, because I'm not doing anything with it, which means this 500 is probably gonna be like, or this 1,000 is gonna be ridiculously fast now. It's still super slow. Why? Do I gotta... Is the normalization what's screwing with it? Do I need to normalize it then multiply? Oh, okay. Woo, that's a bit fast. We're gonna go to this character. We're gonna knock this probably down to like 50. Probably still way too fast. Yeah, that's really fast. I need to use some small numbers. Even 100 is fast. All right. On like 25. 25 is super fast. Oh my god. 10. That feels better. Okay, so then the script will make it and the character script will make that default to 5. That's what felt good. So back to the why am I not colliding?
Polygon for a performance boost at the cost of disabling edge radius. And that's basically it. Look at this majestic player here. I'll meet you there. In our scene, we have the background up.
Like their player has rigid bodies.
And
as a rigid oh, I don't have a capsule collider on the player. I have a box collider though. Oh, I guess I am starting there. Let's see how you.
You can show all the colliders in your scene and make them filled using the project.
Hey, how's it going, man?
Settings. To show them, just go to the top menu, Edit, and Project Settings. Here, go to the Physics 2D category if you are working.
Edit, Project Settings, Physics 2D.
In a 2D game, to the General Settings, and at the bottom you have this Gizmos setting. Now we have a drop down here and we can select what we want. All colliders setting will just show all the colliders as outlines, while we can select also the colliders field, which will make all the colliders visible and filled.
Okay. I remember to turn that off, but oh, that didn't even do it. Oh, that shows it there. Okay, can I? Oh, okay, because I can see it in the scene. Okay. I bust out my game view to there. Okay, so I can definitely see. Okay, so that, oh, he's doing the damage thing to me, that's why. This tile map is not getting a... Put you back over there for now. Oh, not hitting it though. Why? That's what's confusing me. Look for something quick. Maybe that's why I can't.
Perfecting your swing is.
At how to add colliders to tile maps in Unity. So in previous videos we looked at how to add colliders to objects like platforms or to things like boxes or the player. So we've looked at like box colliders and polygon colliders, but with tile maps it's a little bit different, but it's pretty easy. So I've got a grid here and then I've got a couple of tile maps on this grid. So to add colliders to these tile maps, basically just select a tile map that you want to add a collider to, and you can see here I've got some tiles here.
I can accept the fact that I need to make the tiles with collisions separate from the tiles that don't have collisions.
Go down to
what I don't understand is why I'm not hitting them in the first place.
And then instead of going to Physics 2D and looking for collider to use in there, go down to tile map and then just select tile map collider 2D.
Which is what I've got.
All right, we can see that it's automatically added colliders around these tiles. Okay, and it's done that for all of the tiles. We can see these green lines here representing the colliders. It's done it for all of these tiles on that tile map. Alright, now if you've got more than one tile map, you'll need to make sure that you go to the other tile maps.
Do I have to
add a tile map collider 2D component?
I'm trying to figure out how to do collisions on tile maps. It's the palette. Is there a way that I can pick and choose which, like, can I exclude certain tiles to have, because yeah, I guess, because I can, like I was saying earlier, I can accept if the tiles that have collisions and the tiles that don't have collisions have to be on separate layers. I can do that, but what I can't understand is why I'm not hitting a collision period. Yeah, I'm back in Unity. I think it was like Thursday night last week. It was like Thursday or Friday night. I was getting plagued with what was it? The scene corruption bug that 4.3 was supposed to fix. And it's just like random scenes that I hadn't even touched, like just were coming up as corrupted, and I'd have to fix them and stuff. It actually happened to Chris today on stream where one of his scenes was corrupted on load, but fortunately for him, when he reload Godot, everything was fine. But I was like saying before that I was like if I kept having those issues with the bugs, that I was like gonna screw it and go back to Unity. And it happened, so I said screw it and I went back to Unity. So I'm spending the month seeing how much of my game I can get migrated over to Unity. And for the most part, it's been going really well. I've only had like a couple things here or there where I've really had to sit down and figure out how to solve a problem. But it's just, yeah, it was from one of those things where it was like, from all the issues I was having with Godot, and the fact that I can't even really use C# in Godot. Like, I mean, I can, but like the fact that there was no web builds kind of just was like immediately like I didn't even bother learning the C# library for Godot, because even though this game's not going to be a web build, there's other stuff I worked on that were web builds. So I just never learned it. But now being over in Unity, I can just use C# now, which honestly I'm more productive in anyway, because I'm a .NET developer professionally anyway. So I just know the language better. And Unity was my first engine. I used Unity in college. And so, I mean, there's definitely a lot that's changed since the last time I used Unity. Because, see, I graduated college in 2018, which means the last time I really touched anything game dev related was no. So I used Unity through 2018, I believe. 2018 or 2019. I moved to Unreal basically like when I got furloughed during COVID. So basically had a 3-month vacation of getting paid more than I got paid when I was at work. I bought like a couple Unreal courses. So basically I've been using Unreal. I used Unreal for like the last like 3 years or something, from like 2020 to 2023. And it was last year when I started working on this game that I was like, this is Unreal's too much for this kind of game. I'm going to switch back to Unity. And when I did that, it was right when Unity had their controversy, which is what got me on Godot in the first place. But don't get me wrong, I loved Godot. The last year I used Godot was cool. I learned a lot. It's definitely a cool engine. But yeah, it was just getting frustrating, and then coming back over to Unity and having something that's definitely more, you know, it's bigger. There's more money behind it. It's definitely more polished than, yeah. It feels there's clunkiness that and quirks of Godot that like are now gone, that like I didn't actually necessarily have issues with, but yeah, so I just decided I was getting frustrated with a lot of the issues Godot was giving me, so I decided to switch. And then what's funny is on literally Monday this week, I was on stream. I was gonna make a whole thing of it. I was gonna be like, I'm switching to Unity, blah blah blah, all this stuff. And then of course the weekend I decide that I'm gonna, because like I said, I decided to make this switch last Thursday. And then literally 2 days later is when the Godot controversy stuff happened, and I'm sitting there going, ooh, this is awkward. Might be able to help me too. It's because there's definitely things that I don't remember. I also feel like I never really did a lot of the 2D side of Unity either when I was working in Unity. So like right now, this tile map thing, I don't think I've ever used Unity's tile map, and I don't understand why I'm not colliding with it. Because like I have the collider on here. The collider's not the way I want it to be, but there's a collider here. I can't figure out why I'm not hitting the stupid collider in the first place. So I wonder, like, because the way that the collision is set up on this tile map right now, I should not be able to step into this thing. What is funny though too is there's a bit of trying to port the game from Godot over. The game was architected a certain way, so there's definitely a few like Godot things that I'm doing in Unity because that's just how the game was built, and I might have to fix them later. But like if you look at my player prefab, you can see in here I have a separate like weapon and armor component like prefabs attached to the player, and I don't know if that's necessarily the way to go. I've got these timers on here that I added as like actual prefabs, and in reality the timers 100% could be something I instantiate in code, but I don't know, it works. Yeah, it was one of those, a lot of this stuff I can tweak later if it ends up becoming a pain, but I want to like, but at the same time, it works. I think the thing is I think to get it to work like this in Unity, there's like a couple extra steps that I have to do, but woo. At the same time, I kind of like doing it this way too, because now like on my player prefab, I have stuff that's specific to the player prefab. I don't have to deal with all like the not that there's a lot here now, but I don't have to deal with like the weapon component garbage in my player prefab. If I want to mess with it, I can go to here and see that. The weapon one is actually one that I didn't know how to do, since the weapon component also is like a physical thing that's in the scene, because it's a bunch of layered sprites for the weapons, versus the armor component's literally just a data thing that could be in code. But I don't know, I set it up exactly the same way I had it in Godot, where I've got using the event system to pass stuff around and everything, and whoa. We'll see what happens with that. Question is, why is this collider not working? Like, I shouldn't be able to, like, I want to be able to walk here and hit these, But how this is set up right now, to the best of my understanding, I shouldn't even be able to do this. And the tile map's got, it's got a collider. It's got the rigid body, which was weird, but makes sense that I need the rigid body, which was funny too, because I forgot to turn gravity off, or when it was still set to dynamic, I forgot to turn gravity off, so the map just fell down. Like this shouldn't, yeah, as I say, this isn't going to make a difference. And this should be static anyway. Does kinematic change anything? Probably not. No, but yeah, it should be static. But yeah, no, if I make this one and hit play, the map goes wee. Like, I don't think I need it. I don't think I need any of this. Maximum tiles accumulate for doing a full cover instead of okay, so that's not what I want. Whether the collider we can use by an attached composite collider or not. So that was something I saw too, was this composite collider thing. And I use composite and it creates that. And like I can change things about it, I guess. But this still doesn't. Do I have to do something with layers? Yeah, as I say, all the layers are just set to default right now. So I would have thought that. That's fun. This actually should all be applied to the. There we go. Collision detection continuous. Oh, I heard something about that. Is that something I gotta do on the player? Because when it's static, I lose that setting. So if I set this continuous, does that do it? Nope, I still can. Interpolate per frame update mode, collision detection, exclude layers. I mean, can I include? I mean, include layer everything? Will that do it? Oh no. Oh, that's not what I want. Oh yeah, it is. Player collider is trigger off? I think it's off. Or is it? Oh, I'm on the player right now. Is trigger? Oh, it is on. Oh God. Oh my God. What's funny is that was on for a reason, because I was testing how something else works and I didn't even think about that. Okay. Let's apply that to the prefab. Okay. It makes sense now. Back to the tile map. Now, do I need this composite collider? I mean, I I see why the composite collider is necessary, because right now it's every single tile has its own collider, and then the composite sets it all into its own, all a single one. I have a feeling what I'm gonna have to do, especially since this is the layers work under, like, there's the grid and then the tile map itself is a layer. I have a feeling I'm going to have to break this out into different layers to do the collisions, which I would have thought I could have done, because like in Godot, I was able to, like, in the tile map, draw collisions on the, like, tiles. So everything was in the same layer, and some tiles just had collisions and some didn't. I don't know if I can do that here. Let's do... Unity, tile... map collision on certain tiles. All right. You can manually edit the shapes of these tiles into a sprite sheet editor, custom physical shapes. Okay. So where's this tile palette? Oh, this is okay. Palette, default brush. Hold on. Sprite sheet editor. Is that in here? I don't think that's it. Unless I can, oh no. Unless I can do two layers in the like two different layers in the palette. Which if it's two layers in the palette, I can work with that. That's fine. How do I get to the sprite sheet editor? Sprite editor. No texture or sprite selected. Okay. Drop that there for now. So if I go here, pictures, dev. I did this in the... It's not where I wanted to put that, but I guess it can be fine there. So if I go here, sprite editor, custom physical shapes. Okay, that's... Okay, so I see the collision on here. I think that's what this part is. Like if I do that and then run the game, is it going to be... Oh yeah, because I got the... Am I going to be able to get back there? I go like right here. Oh yeah, that like super freaks out. Okay. Sprite editor. I don't know what this does. I don't want to touch it. Easiest way, like the easiest way I see to do this is just make them 2 different layers. There's got to be a way to do it in a single. I like doing this off screen. Reddit. Okay, that guy's not doing what I want to do. Because I don't want to have to keep track of layers if I don't have to.
The new $7 Lux Crepe.
Yeah, no one cares Taco Bell.
Going to explore how to use the Unity tile map. This is the built-in Unity tool that helps you quickly and easily build worlds with tiled sprites. Let's begin.
I don't know how I didn't find this earlier when I was just looking for tile map tutorials.
Okay, so let's check
Why
out
are we in 360p? Jesus.
Now, I've already covered the video previously on how to build a custom tile map. So that one was built from scratch using a
So what are we
custom grid
doing
class.
here?
So that one is great if you want to really dig into the code and really understand how the whole thing works. But if all you want is a normal tile map, then you can just use the built-in Unity tile map. So let's see how to use it. Over here is my basic empty scene. So I have a character walking around just for fun. Alright, so let's set up a tile map. Now, the first thing you need is the 2D packages. If you already created the project using the 2D template, they should already be installed. But if not, you just go into Window and open up the package manager. And then here on the Unity registry, you just need to install the 2D packages.
Yep, I don't care.
So for this one, all of the sprites that we're going to use in our tile map. So click on this button to create a new palette.
Okay, so we got the tile
Then
palette.
give it a name. Let's say our tile map palette. And let's set it to use a rectangular grid. And for the cell size, leave it as automatic. Alright, so click on create. Then it's going to ask you for a folder where it will save all the sprite data. So just make a nice new folder in order to keep it organized. So for the tile map palette. And yep, over here on the project files, we can see we created a new folder, and in there we have our nice object. Alright, so now here, as it says, just drag the tile, sprite, or texture assets in here. But before we do that, we need to first prepare our sprite sheet. So over here in the project files, I already have a nice texture. So it's a pretty simple sprite sheet with some background textures as well as some objects. So this is the same sprite sheet that I use in the complete visual scripting course that I'm currently
Don't
working
care,
on.
Code Monkey,
The
come
pixels
on.
per unit, make sure you select the correct size. Now here my texture is 2048 by 2048, so each of these grids is 512 by 512. So in here just put 512.
Yeah, I know.
That means that this whole thing will occupy only 1 unit in the world. Alright, so do that, then hit on apply, and then click here on the sprite editor. So here's our sprite, and we can click on the slice menu.
Okay,
and now
yep,
in here, depending on how you set up yours.
This has already been done.
Right away in the project files, if we expand our texture, yep, we can see that it individually created all of our sprites.
Okay, yeah, so I
we
have
go
all those
down,
guys.
down, and so on. Everything looks good. Alright, now all we need
we're
to
in the
do
palette.
is take this texture object. So just click on it and drag it right here onto the tile palette. And again, make another folder. And yep, there it is. We can now see all of our individual sprites in the tile palette. Now up here we have these buttons, so you can select, move, paint, erase, and so on. And in order to draw our tiles, the simplest one is just to click on the paint button. Then you click to select the tile, let's say this one, so click on it. And then just in the world, just click and drag and start painting. By the way, a simple quick tip, just when you have the scene window selected, hit shift space and put it on full screen, and now you got a bit more space. Alright, so we can use this button in order to paint individual tiles.
Yep.
You can use this one in order to draw on a rectangular area. And you have this, and yep, paint this one. You zoom in, yep, there you go, there's a very big line there. So the solution to solve this is to make a sprite atlas. So right here on the project files, let's right click, go into create, and create a new sprite atlas. And now here in the inspector, you can see the objects for packing. So click on the plus icon, and on the grid itself over here, we can modify the cell size. So let's say 0.5. So we have this main grid, and then we have this smaller grid. And now in here with this active tile map, I can place down these objects right like this.
Oh, well, okay, that makes sense that they're that way on a separate layer because he wants them on the...
Alright, so here's our world map composed of a background, then some objects on top, and then some smaller details.
Maybe I do have to have them on separate layers then.
Now, just one last thing regarding tile maps, which is adding colliders. So for example, I want these objects to be fully solid. For that, I'm just going to duplicate this tile map and name this the tile map colliders.
Oh, wait, no, but all of his stuff is still on the same...
And then all we need to do is add the component of the tile map collider. So just do that, and yep, it adds colliders to all the objects. So on this one, just erase all the ones that are not the pillars. So just in here, erase and get rid of all of those.
I think they do have to be separate layers.
Alright, so I erased all the objects except for the pillars. And now the character controller is already testing for collisions. So if I play... So here's my character, and I can walk around normally, and if I go towards the pillars, nope, can't do it, can't go through them.
Okay, so... Tile map. He said something about erasing things. I guess I could, like... But he still had different layers is the is what was going on. Oh no, I don't remember how to even draw. Okay, that's how. Okay. So if I get rid of all the floor, I don't want to do it this way is the problem. I couldn't figure out how is the problem. Composite collider. Use composite. I wonder how that gets weird if I... Seems fine. Unclick the tile map collider. So the problem is the collider is on this like layer. So I think I have to separate like the floor from the walls so that way I can like now, because now if I go in here, oops. And I get rid of the collider, like on this guy and then just draw in, it's still doing it? That's weird. Oh, no, that's... Yeah, I mean, so like that, this is gonna work. I'm concerned about how it's... I have no idea if this is the proper way to do this. Because I'm weirded out about how this collision thing is drawing. Like, that works. I just didn't want to do it this way. Edits. Budget settings. I need to go back into the... It works. That's some schmutz, as my wife likes to call it, all over the place. Yeah, I mean, I guess that's what we work with, is we just do everything. We do them in... I guess we just do them in 2 layers. It's not the end of the world. I just got to be conscious of which one I'm clicking. The other thing that's going to be fun is I need to make sure... Because how I did it before, and I'm sure there's a better way, is I didn't have... I basically had the scene like that, right? Off of the origin point. So that way I could just, when I was drawing the sprites... to make sure I was always like appearing behind something or in front of something, I was basically just I was always changing my Z level based on like my Y position. But that only worked when, well, no, it should have worked even with it was, I don't know why it didn't work the way that I wanted it to work before, because -2 would be, yeah, it's should have worked before. It's Godot being weird. Okay, so I guess we have figured out how to tile maps work. Next time I have to do a sprite sheet, I'm gonna have to look up how to import that crap again. Okay, so yeah, we got that sorted out. I guess I'm gonna start trying to figure out this inventory system then, because that's one of the more complicated ones to work with. So you don't have an inventory system, do you? So the way that I've heard to do inventory systems specifically with scriptable objects is you basically, and I kind of have this set up that way already, where my inventory is going to hold a list of inventory items, right? And an inventory item holds an ID to a scriptable object. And then so essentially what I've heard you do is you basically make like a static class that, like basically a static class that is essentially a database for all of your items, and you dump all of them into like all your items in that database class. And then you basically like, you know, kind of like a dictionary, because then you can give it the ID, and it then can, like the key can be the ID, the value can be the actual scriptable object, and then I can send the scriptable object, and then I have access to that scriptable object for like the data. Because then like in this instance, like when I'm serializing this, all I have to do is save the integer ID, because I guess you can't see, like you can't serialize the scriptable objects or something into, or like I don't know how it works. I never really used scriptable objects back when I used Unity, so they're like also something that's like new. I just know that like they're super similar to like resources in Godot, and basically what I was doing in Godot was in my inventory system, I was saving the path to that resource and then would load it. That's what I thought. But then, so the beauty is though, is I don't really have to load like the resources. How I was doing it in Godot is every time I needed to access it, I had to load that resource into data, versus now it's like I give it an ID and go, here's the scriptable object, and I can just access the data. So like when I'm loading in, let me pull up my script for my really bad save system in Godot. So essentially what I was doing here was when I was loading in, I was looping through the entire JSON file, yada, yada, yada. Apparently I saved the item type of the, of like the item, because certain inventory items have different, you know, variables and stuff like that. So essentially all I'd have to do though here is when I'm loading, get the ID, it would go, here's your scriptable object. And at that point I have all the data, and I can go, okay, scriptable object, what kind of weapon, what kind of type are you? Instantiate the correct inventory item object, dump all the data in it. Bing, bang. Honestly, it might be a lot. It's going to be a lot simpler than what this mess was. So what I kind of want, so I've got an inventory component here, and the inventory component is going to have private void list of inventory items. I also didn't, wait, what am I doing? Jesus. I was like half trying to do a method there. Inventory item, inventory. What am I doing? Okay. So what I'm going to need is so we're going to need a public because now I'm sitting here going, is it right to use the I feel like I should limit using this component stuff as much as possible. So like the inventory component should be a script that I actually attach to the player. I shouldn't make a completely extra note on it. It's public void add to that's kind of what's going to be happening there. How to yeah, I think going this route that I was going is probably gonna bite me in the ass. The timers 100% make sense that they're gonna have to be a thing. No, we're gonna we'll keep going with it. Because I'm gonna have a lot of these are gonna have to need a way to communicate back up, which basically has to be done through events. In which case, I'll just leave them as their own like separate components. And then I need a prop list of inventory item inventory, and this will just have a get. Which is going to return inventory. Like that. There we go. Because yeah, now I'll have the object like UI and stuff like that will have the ability to reach in, grab the inventory component. They'll have a way to get the inventory, but they're not gonna. But the only way they can interact with it is through these two inventory. Let me see how. So what does the inventory do in this? Oh yeah, I never used that. Inventory, inventory components. This guy. Public and or float. Max weight. Weights. Okay. So I have the weight, the weights. I've got my getter. That's gonna be okay. That'll be something I have to retackle again. I'm gonna need the okay, common. We're gonna have to add the I'll have to add this now. So in common, or not prefab. So my scripts, my common. I'm gonna create a new C# script, and this is gonna be called the item database. This is actually going to be a dictionary of int and item. And so now we're going to do, so it's going to be a public item search item, and that's going to take an int of an ID. That's going to return items.id. Public static oh yeah, it can't be a mono behavior, which is fine. That's the item database, I guess. Can you tell me where this error is coming from? Oh. What I don't is now, is this something that I haven't used statics in Unity, so is this going to be something that I can manipulate here? Oh, duh. It doesn't need to be a static. It's going to be a scriptable object. Right? No, because then I still have to have access to the... Or no. Okay, I think how I do this is I have a static class that... Yeah, I'm trying to... I've seen people do this, but I haven't like actually investigated how people do this. And instead of just looking up how to do it, I want to do it myself. Because I could have a scriptable object that has a, because then I can just create that object and give, but the question is, because that would have like the dictionary of A and B, and then I can have the static class have access to that, because I don't want to have to, because if it's a scriptable object, that means every game object that needs to have access to it have to get access to it. And so I think I have a static class that has a scriptable object in it, or at this point it's just a game manager then. Because I don't know how to, because then I still run into that thing where I'll have the static class, but it needs to have a direct access to that thing. So like I would need to make a game manager prefab that has the static class attached to it. Is this at all okay? Does this all work how I think it does? If I grab this game object and I add the item database to it, I can't even add a static to it. And something tells me like I don't want to do an event because I don't want to couple this stuff. But I feel like having an event tied to this would be a bad idea, because then I'd have like even just loading the inventory, I'd have 1,000 events going back. Every time you needed a data, it'd be firing off an event, which I don't want to do. How do I get access to this? Yeah, script, because the script can't be abstract. Wait, did I make it abstract? No, I made it static. It's not an abstract class. No, static is... Oh... I keep forgetting to fix that. Did you try to post a link? I need to fix that. Was it Nightbot that did that to you? Or do you like, I guess I can't see the message it did. I mean, you can always DM it to me on Discord too. My mic's in the way. I can't see that monitor. Let me check. Yeah, it's even in my Twitch chat, I see I just see Lethal look at this, and then like I can pull this over and I just see stars coming through, so I don't know what's catching it. Also, apparently someone tried to message me and it got flagged. Let me see this. Oh Lord, just off the name I'm concerned.
Oh, yes. Oh, daddy.
Why is why has he got his lights? Oh, is he doing his spooky game thing? Is that why he made it dark? Okay. But anyway, yeah, so oh, okay, yeah, Albert something like that. Let me, for whatever reason, Twitch, so okay, so for reference, I use a plugin on OBS to, oh, you guys probably can't, like, I use a plugin on my OBS to see chat because I have the YouTube and Twitch chats coming in. So when someone's getting flagged, I apparently don't see it. So let me do that. I don't know why it's saying that you're because it's calling you likely a harasser. I don't know what that means or what you did or why it's flagging it, but I'll give you the benefit of the doubt and say that I'll give you the benefit of the doubt and let it through unless you do something that warrants me reinstating it. That is interesting to know, though. That means that what I am using for chat isn't as helpful because that means I can't see other stuff that comes through. So I'm going to fix that so I can at least see. Have it somewhat be... There we go. Okay. So how do I elegantly... How do I elegantly give everyone access to this database? There's two solutions. I could sit here and ramble about it, trying to think it through and how it was done, or I can go watch the video where the guy literally did this. Wait, we're so overthinking this. I can... Because I can just give the... Because the inventory is the only thing... No, because the other stuff is going to need... Other stuff is going to need this. Streamer said drop link in chat, and after dropping link, I'm facing this issue. And to be honest, I don't know what I have to do now. I'm not sure, actually. Yeah, I have no advice on how to fix that, but at least I was able to fix it, because I just happened to have looked over at my actual Twitch chat and noticed that you were in there and got flagged. Because like I said, normally I use my feed that I have coming from both chats, and apparently when you get caught like that, it doesn't make it over to the chat that I do see, which is unfortunate. To be fair, so the problem is basically, so my inventory is, so it's not an actual like a database, but basically my inventory is going to be a list of just, it's an item ID and a quantity, and then a couple other things depending on what the inventory item is, because like this inventory item is literally just an ID and a quantity. Weapons will have a bit more because they need references to other scriptable objects, but I can't save those scriptable objects. Like I can't, but like in my Godot version of the game, I was saving literal strings to those resources and using that to load the resources, get the data. I can't do that with the scriptable objects. So I need a way to where I can have anything that's ever getting these IDs is going to need to get the actual scriptable object, and I need a way to that everything can grab it. And everything that I have thought of so far isn't going to work. I guess actually, okay, what I could do, actually, I don't need to make this a static class. I can make this a regular class. I can then attach it. Well, because then I could just like attach this item database to the inventory. Yeah, that's what I've got right here. I'm trying to figure out how to remember. I'm not in Godot anymore. How do I make Unity singletons? How do I make a singleton in Unity? Ultimately what's going to happen is I probably need to make some sort of manager. Yeah, that's what I've got right here. So the problem is, though, okay, here's the actual problem is I'm too lazy to, it's, the problem is if I make this static, right, there is no way in the engine that I can just do like a drag and drop, because I cannot attach a static class to an object, or like if I go to the player, or did I might have misspoke here. Hold on. Yeah. Global set, days, persons managed, blah, 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 blah. Yes, I get that. The problem I'm still running into, though, is I need to be able to populate that that dictionary, and but the problem is I can't. How do I get the scriptable objects through the code, though? Like in not that one, in this one. Because I can't just do like, or maybe I can. Hold on. So if I do, Instance of the class inside the script itself. Yes. Okay. Yeah. I get what you're getting at. I'm going to need a manager somewhere. That's what it is. So if I do game object, add component, I don't know why I was struggling to like say what I was trying to say. Let's do, so common, actually we'll make this its own manager. That's a script. I don't want a script right now. Get out of here. I understand what you were trying to get at now, and I think it'll work. Create folder for managers, and for the time being, let's just make a. See, oops, this is going to be an item database manager. Open this bad boy up. The item database manager will have, can I have my scripts, please? Var, not var. Yep, see Alberta. Thanks for checking out the stream. Oh, I feel bad. I didn't actually even show you what I'm working on because I'm doing a whole thing of converting my game from an engine to a new engine. So I'm gonna have a public item database. Item database. Oh, Jesus. There we go. Look, I can't access it because it's static, which means this shouldn't be static. Oh my God. That's why. The public class item database. That's the problem there. The other thing. So now I can have an item database. What's going to equals new item database. Is this going to do what I want it to do? I come back over here. Object, add, item database manager. Oh, I didn't serialize it. That's why. Why can I not? Oh, because it's a serialized field. There we go. I'm not fully wondering if game object. It doesn't give. Yeah, it's not giving me. I know what I want to do, and I can't do it the way that I want to do it. Because I also think you're treating the item database as my inventory. That's not the case. I need, like, this list is going to be a persistent, like, list of every item in the game, so I need to populate it from the get-go, which, I mean, I guess I don't want to do it this way because I can literally do this is such a, the way I just thought of it is so backwards. I need to go look up how they did the thing. Because what I'm trying to do, yeah, I saw the code. That code is not accomplishing what I'm trying to do here. Because I know what I'm trying to do. I can't remember how they did it, and how they did it was not this convoluted. It's also, though, the code format for Discord is oh, what's it is? The tilde. You do 3 tildes, you put in your code, and then you do 3 tildes at the end of it, and that's how it puts it in that nice little fancy box. Almost. It's not the little thing that I forget what it's called, the shift, because you want to do here, I'll send it to you. You want to do that, not it's that thing. I have a small keyboard, or I have a tiny keyboard, so my shortcuts are a little bit weird. I can't remember how to get the other. Oh, there we go. There we go. I think, does that make sense? In order to make that symbol, I have to hold my function key, shift, and press my escape button. It's so janky. Well, it's because I have a small keyboard. If I was using a normal keyboard, I have let me see. Like this keyboard over here is a full keyboard. So that key is literally, I don't know if you're gonna be able to see it, but I have a dedicated key for it on here. So I either hit it or I do shift. The problem is because this keyboard's a 60%. I don't have the dedicated key like most keyboards do. So I have to do this weird like gymnastics to do that one. But this keyboard right here, since it's a full, I can do it exactly the way that you were doing. But yeah, I just couldn't remember how to do it because I don't use that key very often. But yeah, that keyboard back there works the exact same way, where I have that dedicated key and I just either hit it to get the tilde or I hold shift and hit it to get the other one, or vice versa, whichever way it works. Inventory of scriptable objects, Unity. Actually, yeah, there's a really dumb way I can do this. I can use serialized field, grab that items, or it's going to be a public dictionary int, not that. Int and item. Chris is rating me. Cool.
Anxious Buddha Games just rated with 9 viewers.
Hey Chris, how's it going? So I'm getting ahead of myself. I need to do a equals new dictionary of that. I also didn't name the variable. That's wrong. So I could do it that way. And then, brother, give me your oats. Praise or all hail the tall, skinny creatures. It's okay. So now, like, so now when I go here, I can I still not? Why is that not showing up? Did I do this on the wrong script? No, I did it on the manager. Did I forget to serialize it? No, I didn't. Why is this not showing up? Game objects, item database manager. See, so here's this is the problem I'm running into is I have no way to externally get all of these scriptable objects into that dictionary. That's the problem that I'm running into. At least I have not found a way to do this. Like the script manager is not static, is it? No. So why is this dictionary not showing up? Serialized field dictionary not showing up in editor. Yeah, okay, so I can't expose these dictionaries to the editor, which means I have no way to, because what's going to happen is all of these items that can get out of here. So like I'm going to have, say, a let's do a weapon, for example. This thing's going to be the we'll call this the JK. This will be the JK-47. We're going to have to create it at some point anyway. So its name is going to be, so JK-47. It's going to be a weapon. The sprite I don't have yet. No, I just looked it up. Apparently you cannot serialize dictionaries, so you can't expose them to the editor. That's been the problem the entire time. I did it right from the beginning. You just can't expose dictionaries apparently, which is what I was trying to do, figure out, because I needed a way to. I needed a way to be able to, like, when I create like this guy, to be able to drag and drop it into an exposed like field. So like the other way that I could do this is to expose just a list of everything, go through that entire, like basically set the ID in the item itself, and then basically expose the list, dump them all in there, loop through that entire list of items, get the ID to set as the key of that dictionary, and then put the list or the object itself as the value in that thing of the dictionary. But that seems so obnoxious to do this. There's got to be something I'm doing wrong here. And I don't know how to solve this right now. And I'm just sitting here genuinely going, okay, what do I spend the rest of the last hour of stream doing? Because like, I don't want to bore you guys with just I don't want to bore you guys with me just like transposing code from left and right. That's stuff that I've been doing off stream. So I've been doing stuff like this on stream where I'm working through these harder to solve problems. One, to partially get help from chat, and two, I feel like it might be a little bit more entertaining to watch me sit here beat my head against something to figure it out, instead of me sitting there going like when I'm doing the transposing from GD script to C#, I'm literally reading it to myself and typing it in C#. But yeah, so we now have the scriptable. Actually, we should probably make this as I can try. I don't think that will work. It might. I might. Show in inspector is not even a. That's what I'm typing. I know I need the. None of these are even coming up as. Yeah, none of these are even coming up as actual like headers I can use. No, dude, I appreciate it. But yeah, I don't, it's not showing up as an acceptable header. Posted from, so if it's from 2023, it should work then, because this is the latest engine or the version of Unity's 2022. Because yeah, I literally could do this, right? And that's going to expose just fine. And I can literally go in here and go, okay, look, see, now I have a list. I can take this item. I can drop it in here, right? And then back in code can literally do like, you know, for... Oh, no. What is the syntax in... I don't think serializable works either. Oh no. Why can't I think of a C#? I never write these. Because I only do C# at work. And we just never really do it. Oh my god, it is just that. 4, okay. 4 int, that's why I couldn't remember it. 4 int I... Isn't there a way that I can... I thought there was a fancier way I could do this. For each. That's what I was looking for. I'm sitting here going, I'm a .NET developer. Can't even remember a freaking for each loop. Yeah, that's what it is. I could. It's literally the way. For item in items. It's hard when you're on stream, okay? For each. Come on. That's the... Oh. Oh. There we go. I was like, that's how you type it. Yeah, so I mean, I could literally do this, right? And then go... item database dot... items. How does add work? Yeah. So like, I mean, I literally could do, you know, in this case, it would be item.id item, for example. I don't have an ID in there yet here, just for the sake of getting this to work. This guy. Maybe item. Like, I could do that. I don't want to. Why can I not do this? Cannot... Oh, duh. Because it's a... I can do that. It can work perfectly fine. No, I know that it's it's the it's the problem that I'm on stream. This is literally what I was just saying to Chris earlier today. Like when you start getting frustrated, code becomes impossible. If I was just sitting here working, doing my thing, not frustrated, I wouldn't have stumbled over the for each at all. But the fact that I was like frustrated with why this isn't working, I just couldn't remember how a for each statement worked. The problem here is I have to remember to put this manager into every single, which actually no, that's fine, because when I make a level, my level, like my base like level thing, I can make the manager as part of the template. So fine, for the time being, we'll say JK47 has an ID of 1, right? I'm probably gonna, after stream, I'm gonna look this up and I'm probably gonna be like, oh duh, that's how you do that. So now inventory component is literally going to be now or here. So like now in the player, you can't do serialized field on a dictionary. Serialized dictionary does, you cannot do serialized field dictionary. It will not show up because you cannot do it. That one, I literally look. The header doesn't, all the header does is, so if I go like here in my player, for example, I had a header stuff. Oh Lord. Okay. I could be wrong. Let me double check this before I talk on my ass. But I'm fairly certain, if I remember correctly, that literally all that does is, yep, I was right. That header thing just does this. So if I go in here now and I do like a, if I grab this, I'll leave it. I can put dictionary in there. Serialize field. Find private. Dictionary. Int item. You know, something like that. Or equals new. It's not gonna matter. You cannot serialize these. Dictionary. I got my brackets backwards. Int string. Voila. What did I mess up in here? No, it's literally, I've got the document, like I found a Reddit post like right here. You cannot do it. Or not a Reddit post, like from the documentation, you just can't do it. What did I mess up here? Thank you. Dictionary. Can help me find I'm missing. Oh, you know what? Dictionary's not popping up in here because I don't have that. That's why it wasn't helping me. See? Because you can't, a serialized field does not work on dictionaries. You cannot expose a dictionary to the editor. I could technically even do it the same way where I did it before, where I put it behind because the header doesn't matter. As you can see, like the header doesn't even appear because it's. You like stay focused, please. There we go. Like, yeah, it's you can't do it. That's what I've been trying to say from the beginning. You cannot expose a dictionary to the editor in Unity. So I have to come up with a different way to go about doing this. Because I was looking for a way that I don't have to dynamically create this database, but the problem is I need to have something exposed to the editor to have these serial the scriptable objects to attach to. And if I cannot expose a dictionary, that means I have to expose something like a list, put all the scriptable objects in that, because then it is exposed to the editor. And then I have to loop through that entire list and dynamically make the dictionary, which is not what I wanted to do. See, yeah, I don't think having all of them. How do you reference that? Like, because the problem is I need to. When I save my inventory, I need the reference to the thing, like to the things. So, like, I mean, I guess the other way then is, oh god, no, this would be terrible. I was gonna say, because the other way is, since I have the ID in the list, I don't even have to mess with the dictionary. But I would rather loop through that list one time and make the dictionary versus looping through that list every single time, going for every item in list of items. If it has this item, then add it back, you know? That's not a good way. That's not a good way for me to do this. Because are you saving anything that involves scriptable objects? Like, how are that? Because I guess because you said you didn't have, like, you aren't using an inventory, but is there any way you're saving things with scriptable objects, or is that all just using it in the game? Yeah, but do you have them? How are you doing that? Are you just looping through that list? I think, see, this is where my being a developer and working on this is like getting in the way. Because, like, yeah, I could do that. That's the thing I was getting at. Is like, yeah, I could go through that list. I don't want to. Because I would much rather loop through that list a single time on startup and be able to reach into a dictionary than it would be for me to run through that list. Because here's the thing too, is you got to remember, is anytime I interact with, literally anytime I would click on an item, anytime I would equip it to my player, anytime I would do like the moving weapon components around, every single time I do that, I would have to loop through that list. which is why I don't want to do that. Your instance, you might not be looping through that list nearly as often, but like the number of times I would be looping through that list would be unreal. Which is why I'm trying to avoid that. It's because of how often I'm gonna have to reach into this database. I'd rather it be a oh yeah, my list is huge. Like if there's a situation to where you're getting like the last item on that in my dictionary, you're talking item like close to 1,000. So I would much rather, in my instance, I think it's better for me to loop through it one time, make that dictionary, because then I can just reach into the dictionary every time I need it. And reaching into that dictionary is way more performant than looping through every single time. Because now what I can do is if I go back into the player, let me get rid of this thing. Not that completely, Jesus. So if I come in here and I say, like in this instance, fire, I'm gonna do item database. Yeah, that's exactly the approach I'm gonna do. Is on startup, I'm gonna go through. I'm gonna go through and put every single item into that list. There's probably another way I could do it. I'll look into. But yeah, essentially, I'm gonna go through every single item in that list, and I'm gonna grab its ID, and I'm gonna grab the item itself, put it in the dictionary, and then that way I have the dictionary that I can reference later. Because now what I can do in the item database, search item. Okay, so if I go to player, I can go item database dot search item, and I'm gonna send it a 1. Right, and I'm gonna get item x equals item database search 1, and now I should be able to do x dot or debug dot log. If I do x dot name, for example, or here we'll do the whole thing. Now when I come in here, if I click the button, object reference item database. Did I forget to? I might not have added the name objects. No, that's in there. Search item. Oh, this isn't static. I don't need this. That's where I went wrong. This will work for now. I'm not happy with the solution here, but that still don't work. Object reference not set to a search item. Okay. Did I forget to do something in here? Items dot. Oh, I just didn't even do it right. Try get value ID. Oh yeah, and I need to out the item. Is that how I do it? What did you want? I cannot. No, I want to get it. Hold on. What methods do I have access to in a dictionary? Get value or default. Try get value. Try get value returns a bool. That returns an item. Get void. That returns nothing. Hold on. C#, you're lying to me. No, that's right. Why am I not? But it's returning a bool, which is... I guess? Hold on. Am I just doing it wrong? Am I just so frustrated that... Oh, it does not exist in the... Do I not need to? What do you mean? That's literally what I'm doing. The method has to be static though, because if the method's not static, I wouldn't be able to grab it without an instance of the Actually, I think because the class is static, I don't even think I can have it not static. Yeah, it literally has to be static. Yeah, so in C#, you can have static properties inside of a class, a non-static class, but if you make a static class, everything in the class has to be static. What I don't understand here is it's literally telling me to cannot. But what try get value is doing is returning a bool. Unless I'm dumb. hold on. I don't use out very often either. I might have been screwing up how to use. Okay, nope. Something is still upset in here. So item. Yeah, no. This is returning a bool. That don't do what I want. Dictionary. Gonna add blah 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 blah. That's literally what I was doing. Hold on. Something, it's being screwy with... Hold on. It's being screwy with something here. Because that's what I did originally. Save that out. Player. This can be an item again. Get this out. Clear this garbage out. Play it. Object not set to an instance. In search item. So what? So that means I'm not getting the... Okay, so what we need to do then is in the manager. Let's print item.name, not print debug.log. Does print work? I don't even know. I should check that. Okay, let's clear all this garbage out. Play. It's not even... You have the item. Literally do not need any of this. Like, fine. Full auto. Caliber. I don't know. I think you were that. Sprite. Let's attach a tile map to it. I don't know. Everything else should be fine. And that runs on ready. I don't even do that because it's public, so it's appearing in there anyway. Maybe... spelled it wrong. I don't think I need to do that because it was still in here. Yeah, so you've got that. I come in here. Here. I don't know why this is being so difficult. This honestly should have been for start. I don't have my visuals to well, actually, hold on, I wonder. If I attach. This would be super helpful if I can hit my breakpoints, but I haven't gone through and actually tested if this stuff works yet. Okay, so if I play, I hit the breakpoint. Okay. So items, there's an item in here. Okay. So F10, F10, F11. That was supposed to go. Items is null. Let's go into the database itself and to the breakpoint there. You can't hit that breakpoint. That's annoying. Okay, so let's... Here, let's do private dictionary int item test, and then when we're done with all this, we're gonna say test equals item database dot items. I'm gonna reattach and we're gonna hit that breakpoint. Or it's attached. I never hit the breakpoint? Okay, now I hit the breakpoint. Object reference not set to a... Wait, hold on. Where is it breaking? So F10 for item and item database items. Oh, did I do a dumb? You guys saw nothing? You saw nothing at all. Hey, look, it works. You saw nothing. That's why you step through code, because you can see exactly what it, because it was literally when I realized it broke right here and said it was null. And all of a sudden I was like, oh no. I was like, that thing doesn't exist. Popped over here and hey, what do you know? There wasn't actually a dictionary created yet. Cool. Okay, so that's my oh god, Chris and I both today have not had good coding days. He was getting so frustrated at the, now to be fair, I still couldn't tell you what his issue, exactly what his issue was, but he was having so many issues and it was probably dumb things. I'm having issues and it was a dumb thing. Oh my god. All right. Don't need that. Don't need that. Don't need this. I don't even want to do this anymore. So no, okay, so I literally, it cracks me up, right? That in the Unity documentation, in code that someone at Unity made, they literally put a comment that says Unity doesn't know how to serialize a dictionary. Honestly, I appreciate the effort, but it probably isn't necessary. Because ultimately I'm gonna figure out how to like dynamically grab all these things and add them to the list in the first, like, because realistically what I can do is if I can figure out how to grab these things out of the file system in the first place, which may or may not work, we know, because of pathing and stuff like that, but I want to see if there is a way that I can do that. I can completely skip the list thing in the first place because I can literally go, hey, go grab all that stuff, put them into the dictionary and be good to go. In fact, so I'm trying to see if there's a way to asset database. What? Oh, yeah, because the thing is like, this isn't gonna do what I want to do. Because ultimately, at the end of the day, I don't want to drag all of these objects in. I mean, I guess I could probably do, let's create item, weapon, create item, weapon, create item, ammunition. I think I can, come on, stay selected. Lock, please. Yeah, I can't even like group drag onto this thing. Now if I did like 4. Yeah, I can't. I don't want to drag and drop all these things is the problem. Also, what gets a little hairy is I'm gonna have to remember to oh, this is locked. That's why I can't say. I'm gonna have to remember to set this damn ID now. Which is a little unfortunate. I mean, not really, but we have things to consider. But fortunately, God, I'm still looking at this. This is, that cracks me up. So what's happening here that it's okay. I see what they're doing here. You're looping through the dictionary and adding all of the keys to a list, and then you're adding all the values to a list. And then when you need I see what they're doing. That's so hacky, but I love it. Literally splitting the keys out into a list and the values into a list, and then reconstructing the dictionary from both of those lists. That's amazing. I love it. I do need to re-familiarize myself with a lot of the I haven't gone through the docs yet for Unity because reading's for nerds. But I do need to go through it a bit because I just haven't refreshed myself on a lot of things. I'm not someone who really, so the problem is like I'm not someone who really reads documentation. I will go read documentation as I need it. And so streaming kind of like throws my workflow because I don't want to like sit there and consume documentation while I'm live. Yeah. Oh God, this seems so dangerous to do. Like, I feel like it'd be so easy to like get this to like out because if these even get out of sync by 1, it completely throws the entire thing. That's probably why I never even thought of doing this, because the idea of doing this just seems so dumb. But God, no, honestly, my boss at work is gonna get a kick out of it. Oh, he'll get a kick out of this. Constructing a dictionary from 2 lists just so you can serialize the data. That's hilarious. Probably not gonna go that route, but I definitely appreciate the find. That's amazing. All right, what do we got here? Now that I've scared away all the viewers, it's down to there's only a handful of you guys left. Actually, it's weird. My My thing at the top says there's 4 viewers, but then if I open up chat, I see 6 people. Like, I see Steve is in here, and Steve hasn't said anything yet. Kind of offended by that, Steve. I rated you and everything, and he doesn't even come say hi. But no, I'm cool with people lurking. In all seriousness, it's totally fine. All right, so now... Yeah, so now I guess we stick with this funky way to do my item database. I'm gonna figure out how to save this, which honestly should be super easy because that's literally just JSON. At that, and then just work with that mess of items until at least the playtest, and then I'll probably go clean it up and see if I can find a more elegant way to do it. The other thing I need to do is figuring out updating these scriptable objects. If there's a way that I can, if I need to make a plugin again to like, because I don't want to go through and manually do all this stuff. Sounds awful. Why is my... Never mind. What vibrated then? Oh, it's my work. It's my work phone. Oh, it's my work phone. Why is it going off? We're good. I felt my desk vibrate, and I was like, that's weird. My phone's back there. And then I had the realization my work phone was sitting in my drawer. Well, so I'm not really, there's nothing else I really want to dive into right now. I've only got like 7 minutes left. Actually, hold on. Let me. There's a cool plugin. Have you guys seen people use this yet? Let me make it not blocking. Have any of you guys tried this thing yet? It's super fun. You basically can like I could start it and you guys can like tap or type into chat like the words, and oh my, like I'm pretty sure I can go in here and type like, yeah, and it gets it. Also, this volume is so loud. Turn that off. Like people do this during like ad breaks and it's a lot of fun. And I was going to tell Chris that he should probably do this. What's the long word? Why is this so hard? I suck at this. I know Freedom Forge was using this on stream, and there's a couple other people that use it on stream. But I was gonna toss it to Chris because it's really fun. Read. Guys, we suck. Like, do names work? Is Fred one? Nope. I have no idea what the big word is. Well, we did bad. Why was that so hard? Why is this one even harder? Oh, God. That was a Hail Mary. I didn't know if that would actually count. Tile. Oh, that's a good one. I don't know what the 5-letter word is. Only one L. The number of times I tried to do that. Yeah, I'm so bad at it. I'll type words all the time and be like, oh, wait, there's only one of that letter. And I get super excited and I get sad. Oh. No, 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 no. This. Got it. Well, we at least got it. Or got through. Now it's still level 3. I literally thought Venetia as well, but it's the other C is the problem. Vaccine. Or no. Is it? There we go. Vaccine. It's 2 C's. Right? Right? No? How do you spell vaccine? So I spelled it right. Is that V-A-C-C-I-N? How's that not it? It's gotta be it. V-A-C-C-I-N-E. Oh, there it goes. Why did now it went through? Whatever. Oh, we failed. Oh, well, it's 5 o'clock now. I have to get going. This week is a no Thursday stream week, so I'll be back on Friday because Fridays are a day I can stream again, which is nice. So, yeah, all my socials and stuff are down below. It's quite a few of you that I know that are down there that haven't followed me yet. No, I'm just kidding. But I would definitely appreciate it. One thing I really need to do, I'm trying to push, is do my Discord. I'm not even active in my own Discord because I'm pretty sure there's like me and like 2 people in there. So all that ever gets posted is when I go live. But the Discord is definitely something I'm trying to push lately because I feel like that's like the best community builder. Yeah, other than that, like I said, follow, subscribe on YouTube. I have a YouTube. Nobody goes to it because I never talk about it. I got a YouTube. And I will see you guys on Friday. Have a good night.